Alright guys, it's Paul here. I'm going to do a little video today on something I'm working on for this 3D season. Alright, it's crunch time. 3D season has started. We have to pick a process and go with it. So my bow for 3D, good, bad, or ugly, is going to be the Fox Archery Triple Crown. This is a beautiful, gorgeous bow Ron Fox built. All the way down to the horn tips. I don't know if you can see that real good or not, but beautiful bow. Holds real good in the hand. It's a long bow with a recurve grip. It's 68 inches. It's 42 at 28, so I'm probably pulling it around 37, maybe. Great shooting bow. Equipment alone is not going to get you there though. My tab, it's a VLBB, and some cheap old arm guard I found offline way back when I started archery. Arrows I'm shooting are gold tip traditional blim, 600 spines, full length with 175 grain points. Same arrows I set up I had for indoor. Arrows might change a little bit, but anyway, my point on with this bow is 25 yards. The class I'm going to be shooting in is either going to be MLB, which is modern longbow, or trad hunter, which is anything, but it's got to be wood laminate, and your arrows have to be 450 grains and or 10 grains per pound, whichever comes first. So with that said, I've picked a process and I'm going to work this process. It's working pretty good. I was having a real bad time with target panic a couple months back. Had it for about 6 months, and it is very, very degrading. It's very, very confidence crushing, and I hope nobody ever experiences it, because I've been shooting for 2 years and I was on fire there for a little while, and then I felt like I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. It felt like I couldn't hold the bow back. I couldn't put my point of my arrow on anything. I'd point that arrow and it was gone wherever it was at. And very debilitating when you know how good you can shoot and you can't shoot that good. So I have picked the method, and my method is going to be AAE. It's a good release brand, but that's not what it is. It is anchor, aim, execute. And so what you have to do when you have target panic like I did is you have to reprogram your brain to not shoot before it's time. So you have to break that down. You have to create a pause, so to speak, or a time of ease, or to take it easier, to slow down, take your time. And so you've got to build that into your shot process. So I'm going to shoot 4 arrows for you, and since I'm on video, it's probably going to be all horrible, but here we go anyway. And so you'll hear me. I'll try to do it audible. Been doing it to myself. I'm at 15 yards right here, and so I'll pull back. I'll get to anchor. I'll say A. I'll achieve my aim. Now, you don't want to say A, or however your process will be. You don't want to say it before you do it, because you'll cause yourself to anticipate that, and anticipation will cause another form of target panic. So what I'll do is I'll achieve anchor, and I'll show you that. I'll pull back. A. I've anchored. Alright, once I hit A, I'll start the second part of my process. You want to keep it simple. AAE. 3 things, not sentences. I had all these long drawn out sentences that I tried to say, you know, like I'm going to do this. I need it simple so my brain don't mess it up. So anchor. So I'll pull back, achieve anchor, then I say A. I'll get to aim, and I'll achieve it, aim, and then I'll execute. So that gives me that 1001, 1002 in between the time that I achieve anchor, I achieve my aim or my gap, and then I execute the shot. If I anticipate the execute, that's fine, because I've already anchored proper, I've already aimed properly or gap properly. If I anticipate the execute, it's almost like that surprise release. It's kind of a good thing. It's not a good thing when it's bred in with target panic. So I'm going to shoot these last 3 arrows. I'll try to do it audible, but I've been kind of doing it under my breath. But here we go. Anchor, aim, execute. And you don't necessarily have to say execute until it hits the target. Then you know you haven't rushed it. Anchor, aim, execute. Last arrow. Got a good group going, let's not jinx it. 20 seconds between arrows helps. That's them back muscles fill back up with blood, helps you be at peak performance, so to speak. They say 20 seconds between arrows. Concentrate. Anchor. Aim. Execute. Now, let's go down there and check this group out. That was just a touch over 15 yards. I haven't shot a group this good in a long time. I just come up with this today, thinking on it real hard for a long time about how I can reprogram my brain. Now, this isn't a shaft slapping group, but I can promise you it's at least a 10 or a sure enough 8 on a 3D course, and that's going to get you scores. 5s and 0s ain't going to cut it. But here we go. I've got at least 2 10s and 2 8s. Right now I'm ecstatic with that. I was shooting my best when I was shooting a clicker, if y'all remember, last year around July. And I get down to Trad Worlds after reading and studying the rule book that they wrote, and under the traditional hunter class, there was nothing about you couldn't use draw checks, clickers, anything like that. It was pretty blank, pretty mundane, nothing. So I practiced that way for 3 months before I got there. And I get there and they tell me I can't have it. So that 3-day event at Trad Worlds, I shot pretty good. I was still under the routine with the clicker. This new process, or this new shot process that I got, kind of builds that in without it. And it kind of feels the same. And I like it. I'm loving it. I want some more of it, as Tim McGraw would say. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Maybe it'll help one of y'all. Maybe it won't. But I tell you what, it feels good to shoot good again. And I'm going to get off here. I'm going to shoot some more arrows before the old meatloaf dinner's ready. And I hope y'all have a good night. So y'all shoot straight and God bless.